Hello Star Wars fans, Jeremiah here, and I wasn't even planning on making this video, but I just got done watching the sneak peek of Star Wars Rebels, and we got some very exciting development going on here. The first thing that piqued my interest, and the moment that this was revealed, I knew deep in my heart that it was going to be the end. As the title of this video indicates, this will be the final season of Star Wars Rebels. And the one thing that gave it away for me, and I'm sure for other Star Wars fans who are a fan of the Thrawn trilogy, is the inclusion of the character Rook, a Nogri from the planet Hnogar, who at the end of the trilogy ends up killing Grand Admiral Thrawn, and that's what ends the book. And for that to be announced and for Warwick Davis to be voicing Rook is... I have... Okay, anyway, where to start? The trailer moved so fast from my mind, but there was so much in it. I'm beyond excited, but I'm really sad that this is going to be the final season, although I'm... Okay, let's put it this way. When Clone Wars came out, it had, what, 6 seasons? And it was supposed to have another one, and it was abruptly stopped. Now we're finally getting an entire series that's going to have a proper ending. And for Thrawn to be part of this is something that I can't imagine. I just read the Thrawn trilogy before the new Thrawn came book out, so I'm in this whole Thrawn jive right now. So this news to me is probably the best thing that I've heard all week. I pretty much almost screamed and I kicked the air when I saw the trailer and when Rook was announced. But it's also really sad because I know Thrawn's time is coming to an end, and we know the Bendu hinted at that, and I talked about the end in in my Rebels recap, the future Star Wars Rebels recap. I'll link that in the description below, as well as the card of that on this video. That way you can check it out. I was right. But this isn't the end of Star Wars animation. Dave Filoni did tell us that although this is the last season, this isn't going to be the end of future animation projects. Now, what those may be, I've got a few ideas. They may be doing something after A New Hope, between Empire Strikes Back, or something in Return of the Jedi. They can go the route of doing animation about events before The Force Awakens. There's a lot of possibilities. There are a lot of characters that they have brought out. There's a lot of books that they've made. We have the Aftermath series. And who knows, it's just a lot to kind of go through and sift through at the moment. But I mainly wanted to make this video because it's really something that's dear to my heart at this point in time. Not just Star Wars Rebels, but the fact of how they're doing this. I've mentioned this before. When I grew up, my dad used to read me the Thrawn trilogy to put me to sleep. And so having this come back in my life in this way, I can't put it into words quite right, and I just wish my dad were here to see this moment with me. And the fact that he can't, it makes me sad, but it also in a way kind of brings it back to life, and I can kind of see it through, he can kind of see it through my eyes in that way. So that's me in a little nutshell right now, and how my feelings are for this new season and its ending. It is going to get a proper ending. So yes, we got confirmation of this group of aliens being confirmed as canon, and we all know how The Last Command ends. For those who've read it, it was a nail in the coffin when Warwick Davis said he was going to play Rook. The visuals of the actual sneak peek, and I'll be playing it on loop here, that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. Sabine Wren, in the panel we got a lot of talk from the characters themselves. Freddie Prinze Jr. and the name of the other actors escaped me because they weren't in the Scooby-Doo movies anyway. we're gonna be getting a lot of conclusive stories, and there was a hint of maybe Boba Fett being in there. It wasn't said specifically, of course, but Sabine Wren's voice actor did kind of give something away, that she said that we might enjoy a guest appearance surprise that the Mandalorians will like very much. There's not that many Mandalorians that Mandalorian fans would be excited over, except Boba Fett, so that may be something that we're going to be seeing. Another guest character that is going to be coming up again is Saw Gerrera, and who knows, that may mean we may see other characters from Rogue come into the picture. We know that Jyn was doing a lot of activity before the Rogue One story starts, so if she makes it into the story too, that's going to be amazing. So there's that, and then we have Mon Mothma coming back into the picture. She's not really a character that's thrown around a lot until recently. We've been told that she's going to have a more fiery personality, as she is the leader of the Rebel Alliance. So character development for a character that didn't really have much of a role in the movies is another good step in the right direction for this series. We got a picture of Callus. He looks like he gained a little weight, and he's got a more, maybe it's the beard, I don't know what it is, but he's officially part of the Rebel Alliance, and if you see, they are in the Yavin base. That's another thing that's going to be coming around. The Yavin base is now in this series. They've made the world completely for it. And I'll take I'll show a picture up here showing the planet that they're fighting over. Not only do they fight over Yavin, but I think they also fight above the planet Honoghr, which is the planet of the Noghri. For those who have read the Thrawn trilogy, you'll know that the planet Honoghr is a Empire, I don't want to say settlement, but they've kind of coerced the Noghri people to serve the Empire, not knowing any better, when actually it's the Empire that is purposely starving their world and making them codependent on the Empire. And so when the Noghri people figure this out, they end up fighting against the Empire, and that is the end of Thrawn, because Rook being... and no, this isn't spoilers for Rebels, because we don't know if this is going to happen. This is just spoilers for a book that has been out since the early 1990s. So if you haven't read it, don't blame me. I'm just saying what's been there available for you to read for several years from now, or from before. So, in the book, Rook is the assassin bodyguard of Thrawn, which he is also going to be in the new Star Wars Rebels series, Star Wars Rebels Season 4. He kills Grand Admiral Thrawn in the last chapter, I think, of Last Command, which is the final book in the series, and it's a very fitting end. Thrawn is all about arts. He's all about learning about a opponent's weakness, and the one thing he didn't see coming was his assassination by the people that he had helped become codependent on, and that was, he thought, a very artful way of dying. I sincerely recommend anybody read those books. And what I'll also go ahead and do is leave a link in the description below to those books, to the Star Trader shop. That way you guys can check it out. It's a highly recommended read for anybody who likes Star Wars. Yes, it is Legends, but these books are considered the cornerstone of Star Wars lore, because they were, before Legends, the official sequel to The Return of the Jedi. It's set 5 years after that time. So if you're a Star Wars fan and you want to be immersed in that universe and kind of know a little bit more about who Thrawn is and how he thinks, you can get into his head a little bit more, learn about the Chiss people and who the Noghri are. Maybe prepare yourself for Season 4 and what that kind of looks like. Well, I think that's all for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to keep you guys covered for the rest of the week with Star Wars Celebration. You should be expecting another 2 videos from me today. It's going to be some amazing stuff coming up. We still got about 2 or no, maybe like 7 more panels to look forward to. At least 3 live streams. Battlefront, among other ones, is going to make a premiere, so stay tuned. Hit subscribe, that way you know and are notified when the videos come up, and if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Thanks everybody, may the Force be with you. Thanks for tuning in today. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're a Star Wars fan, you definitely want to make sure you subscribe. Take the time to visit our Patreon account in the description below to help support the channel and all future products we have in store. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up with my day-to-day vices. That's all for today, Star Wars fans. May the Force be with you.